Hello everyone, welcome back to today's video. For today's video, I decided that I am falling behind on trends, and that cannot happen. This video is basically our 10 to the end. This is very late. Yeah, I should have done this like last month. However, last month was really busy and I read one book. I'm like disgusted with myself. So with that speaking, let's get into the 10 books I want to read until December 31st. Okay, so basically this is going to be the same list that I went to Barnes for. The majority of the books I want to read are going to be listed in that video. So let's go ahead and get into the ones that I already own. The first book, what the heck? It looks like cobwebs. What is going on? I think it's just a reflection in the lens. Okay. Anyway, the first book that I want to read this winter is going to be Nocticadia by Carrie Lake. I have the indie edition. I don't know if that counts for anything or if anything's different. Actually, is this an indie edition? Maybe? I think so. Because there's no... it feels like an indie edition. That literally doesn't matter whatsoever, but this is basically a, I believe, professor-student romance and dark academia with a little bit of an age gap, I believe, and it's just very gothic. And me, I personally love a gothic romance and or dark academia romance, and this will be interesting because it's with a professor and a student. I've never read something like that. So yeah, I've never read anything like this before, and I am very interested of what goes on in this book. I believe it's a standalone because I haven't heard any mention of a second book coming out, so this is the first one. Okay, the second book that I chose is, if I can get it out, the amount of struggle that I just went through is insane. But the next book that I want to read before the end of the year is The Serpent and the Wings of the Night by Carissa Broadbent. I've owned this book for so incredibly long, like 2 years or something like that, and I still haven't read it. But I would also like to mention very wholeheartedly this cover, this hardback cover. Beautiful. Usually I have it displayed on my shelf, but this is on the TBR card because you guessed it, I need to read it. This I know is like an enemies to lovers, I believe. There's vampires in this, which that's my kind of thing. That's my jam right there. And I think it's forbidden. I'm not quite sure. But I've heard amazing things about this book in this universe. I've heard amazing things, like nonstop. So I must read it, I really do. The only problem, which is like first world problems, okay? The only reason I have not read this book is because the next book, Ashes and the Star-Cursed King, I believe, I haven't seen in hardback at my local bookstores, so that's the only reason I'm kind of putting this off, if I'm honest. So once I find that book, I'm immediately diving in, but yeah, this is the second one. Alright, and the next book that I really want to read is Terror at the Gates by Scarlett St. Clair. I've heard like astounding praise of this book. Clearly I had to get it, I had to buy it, and what's amazing about this is not only the hardback, but there's a map on the paper for this edition. It is hand signed, like hand signed. How I was able to get this signed, I have no idea. I went to Barnes, walked in, I saw it from across the way. We made eye contact. I saw the signed sticker and I was like, I literally ran from across the room. Don't ask. I'm pretty sure it is more fantasy than romance, which we love that. I forgot what the magic system is in this, but I've heard it's like a really unique magic system. It's a little bit like Six of Crows in that there's like a heist or something. I'm not sure. And also this like has religious stuff in it, and I'm not one to really read about religion, if I'm honest, so this will be something unique for me, and I'm very excited. So, oh my god, wait, is this dual POV? No, it's not. Wait, what? Okay, I don't think I should really look into this very much. Yeah, cute. Next book that I do physically have that I want to read is The Devil She Knows by Alexandria Belfour. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to pronounce this last name. But this is a sapphic romance with a girl and a devil. This girl makes a deal with this devil on getting her ex-girlfriend back after a proposal gone away, only to discover the girl of her dreams might be the devil she knows. It's so cute. It's so cute, and it's so short. Actually, it's just a little bit over 300, but anywho. So yeah, love a sapphic. I don't think I've ever read a sapphic romance. I've read multiple gay romances though, but I've never read a sapphic one. So something new, something new. Oh, what else should be on this list is Bare Bones and the Midnight Soil. However, I feel like I need to be in the perfect mood for that book, so I'm not going to put it on this list because I want to read it when the time is right, and that will be like, I'm a mood reader, just in case you didn't know. So when the time speaks to me, I shall read Bare Bones. Mark my words. Soul Searching by Lila Sage. This book I did get maybe I got like 40 pages into it, and then I had to softly put it down, put it to the side, because I wasn't really in the mood for this. However, I really do want to read it this winter because it's like right up my alley. Female character, she is a medium, so she could basically see ghosts and like communicate with them, which I love that. I love that premise. I've never seen it really in a book before. It's so cute. I love it. I love it. And then this guy, he owns an upholstery shop in her old town, and she goes back to that town because she doesn't really know what to do with her life. Like, she's having a midlife crisis basically. So that's short premise of this book. If you want to know more, please look it up with any of these books. Actually, I'm not like the best at explaining, but I'm trying to get there. But yeah, I really want to read this book. It is pretty long. I don't know. We'll see. The sixth book I want to read is Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. Actually, I love her. I've said this before, but she has interacted with me on Instagram, and I love when authors or just people in general do that. Like, that's so incredibly nice of her. And I did read First Time Caller by her, and I really enjoyed it. So I will be reading the next book in that series when March comes around. But I really wanted to read this book because our main male character is basically a ghost from Christmas past. Like, he can't really like physically touch anyone. Like, people can see him, they just don't notice him. I heard that it's kind of a slow burn romance, so I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And it gives like the winter vibes, and I don't really think I've read a book featured in winter, so this will be very interesting. Okay, book 7 is The Nightmare Before Christmas by Sarah. I'm so sorry, I'm terrible with names, like awful. But this is basically a queer book, love that, between Santa's son and also the Prince of Halloween. They have a one-night stand at some point, and then they come back together because for PR reasons. I think the Prince of Halloween needs to like be seen with this girl, but then them to fight over this girl, like compete, but then they obviously fall in love while doing that. So I don't know, it seems really cool, and it's also queer. I don't know, and it's obviously like centered around Halloween and Christmas, so I'm thinking I'm gonna read this like right before Christmas, and I'm gonna have a good time. Okay, I'm going to have a good time. I think it's on this shelf. Where the heck is it? Hello? Am I going crazy? Where the heck is this book? Oh my god. Okay, the next book, I think this is the 8th book I want to read, is Direbound by Sable Sorensen. This is a fantasy, and I'm pretty sure it involves trials. It involves like, I think it's fated mates, I believe. I'm not quite sure about that though. And then there's also like an enemies to lovers. So I am very interested in this book. I've heard a lot of good things about this book as well, and like basically that. She is a thick book, almost 600 pages. Ooh, Wait, this is so cool. There's like a glossary and like a guide. That is so cool. I didn't even notice that. The next book in the series comes out, is it May? I don't know. But I need to read this so then I can get caught up with that. The next book, our, what is this, 9th book, is going to be The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. I recently read One Dark Window by her and I really enjoyed it. I liked her writing. I like where the story went, and there was a bit of tension in One Dark Window, so that was very, very good. And I really enjoyed that book. I have not read Two Twisted Crowns, which is next on my reading journey, so hopefully I can get to that very soon. However, I really want to read The Night and the Moth by her as well, because I've heard a lot of good things and I've heard that it's quite funny, so obviously I must read it. And I just heard like it has gothic vibe. That sounds amazing. It really does. That is book 9. Okay, we'll do 3 more books because honestly there is so much that I want to read. Obviously I want to read everything that I possibly can, but let's move to number 10. Number 10 is Taurus Season by Bryn Reaver. Bryn Reaver, if you have not read anything by her, please do. The was it Ruinous Love trilogy? Oh my goodness, I cannot give that any more praise, because like in every video I'm like, guys, please read this, please read it, because it's so good. I have to go through her backlist. I know she has like Black Sheep or something, and she wrote that with a different author, wrote it together, and I really have heard a lot of good things about that too, and a few more, but nonetheless I want to read Taurus Season because it is kind of a spin-off of the Ruinous Love trilogy via like the first book. Our female character in Butcher and Blackbird, she helped the Taurus Season main character. I can't remember her name, I'm so sorry. Is it Harper? Is it Harper? See, that just came to mind, so it may be Harper. I really want to read this. I think it's going to be a series, because I know Harvest Season comes out after Taurus Season at some point, and obviously I want to read everything this queen writes, I swear. All I know of Taurus Season is basically our main female character, Harper, question mark. She is basically taking after Salome in Butcher and Blackbird, so she is executing people, like bad people only, which love that for her. And I think this other guy comes along and tries to execute Harper because there was a miscommunication of like she was involved in this accident that he was involved in, so he was like, I gotta get revenge. Yeah, and it sounds really interesting, and obviously if Bryn Weaver wrote it, I'm reading it, no question asked. But yeah, that is book 10. I have a few other books that I want to mention. The Bourbon Brothers series, trilogy, something. I really want to read those at some point. If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia, I really want to read that. However, we're kind of going more into winter now, so I don't know if I'm going to read a fall read necessarily. Oh, The Poisoner by I don't remember who, but this is what it looked like. I have found this book with a different cover and I really love that cover more than the new cover. All I know about that book is basically it's a gothic dark scene. I don't know if it's dark academia actually, but I just know that it's like gothic and it's like really good. I've heard a lot of people recommend it, so maybe we'll get to that, maybe we won't. Oh, Her Soul to Take by Harley LaRue. This features a demon MMC, and that's like right up my alley. I mean, there's obviously like many more, like The City of Gods and Monsters, The Book of Azrael, like Shield of Sparrows, Reign of Shadows and Endings, and A Touch of Golden Madness. Like all of those books I really want to get to. It's for sure not happening in December that we're currently in, so wishful thinking, but definitely not going to happen. Yeah, that is basically all of my books that I want to read before the end of 2025 and then going into 2026. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Look out for my next videos. I have a couple. I have like a list of videos that I want to film. However, my filming days are getting shorter and shorter. So, but anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your 10 before the end down in the comments. I am really interested in what you guys want to read. So yeah, let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!